I like to be a resource for people that are purchasing homes. So, you know, homes are one of the largest purchases that you can make in your lifetime. So I just want to make sure that you have it insured properly. So there are two different types of policies that can be sold. One is an actual cash value policy and one is a replacement cost policy. So I've had several people recently that have purchased a like a landlord or a rental policy where they have a tenant, but they own the home itself. So, and you know, to keep costs low, they say, oh, I want an actual cash value policy. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but do you understand exactly what that means? So an actual cash value policy is when the insurance company only pays what the property is worth at the time that you file a claim. So say you have a 10-year-old roof and it's $15,000 to replace that roof. Well, if it's 10 years old, you may get, you know, you won't get $15,000 for it. Maybe you'll get, you know, half of that. If the estimated lifespan of the roof is 20 years, you may get $7,000 or $7,500 less your deductible. But the bigger scheme of things, I think, too, is in the event of, so if you have a total loss on the home, you know, the home will be insured up to that dwelling cost. So say you insure the home for $125,000 because that's what you purchased it for, but the replacement cost, so the cost of the labor, the materials, the debris removal, and whatnot is $250,000. Let's just say you have a partial loss. So you have a partial loss, you know, you've got a fire and half of the dwelling is destroyed. Well, they're not going to give you, say that's, you know, $100,000. Well, if the damages are $100,000, but you only have it insured for $125,000, what you paid for, but the replacement cost is $250,000, so you're insuring it basically for 50% of its replacement cost. They're not going to give you the $100,000 less your deductible. You're basically going to get like $50,000 for the repairs, less your deductible, and then you are out the other, you know, $50,000. So I always like to ask people, a lot of times I'll see this when, you know, that they want actual cash value if it's someone who's paid cash for like an investment property. Makes complete sense. Maybe you want the policy just for like premises liability in case someone slips or trips or gets injured while they're living there or if they have guests there. That makes sense. But if you're a lender and you're lending money to this homeowner, you know, and they have a partial loss, are they going to be able to pay that $50,000 out of pocket if they don't have it insured for replacement cost? I don't know. I think the savings that the client may get probably does not outweigh having to pay that extra, the difference between the replacement cost and what you've got it insured for. So that's my 2 cents worth. You know, I just like to educate people. And if ultimately they decide, you know what, I want an actual cash value policy, even though I have a loan on the property, I guess, you know, I always say, just make sure your lender's okay with that. My guess is they probably wouldn't be.